You know, the relationship between Pakistan and the Taliban, it's got to be one of the most complicated and consequential in the world. But to really get what's happening right now, with the border clashes and the diplomatic standoffs, you can't just look at it as a political problem. It's so much more than that. It's a drama, really. A story of alliance, betrayal, and, well, revenge.
And I'm not just being dramatic here. An Afghan journalist, Sami Yousafzai, absolutely nailed it with this one phrase. He called it a failed love story. And that's not just a clever line, it's the perfect metaphor that frames their entire decades-long history. It tells you everything you need to know. This isn't just politics, it's personal.
So to figure out why things are so tense today, we have to go back to the beginning. Because just like any messy breakup, the story of Pakistan and the Taliban has its good times, its really bad times, and one single moment of betrayal that pretty much changed everything.
The romance, if you can call it that, really started back in the mid-90s. Pakistan was a key backer of the Taliban's rise to power. But then, 2001 happened. After 9/11, Pakistan sided with the US. And for the Taliban, that was the ultimate betrayal. Now sure, Pakistan later went back to supporting them, but that wound, it never really healed. So, fast forward to 2021. The Taliban finally retake Kabul. And you better believe they didn't forget what happened. Revenge was definitely on their mind.
And that pretty much brings us right up to today. Pakistan is now stuck in the role of the jilted lover. They're confused, they're angry, and they're watching their former partner act with total independence, sometimes even outright hostility. The romance is over, done, and it's been replaced by open conflict.
So what does this revenge actually look like? Well, it's not just about fights on the border. It's this surprisingly clever diplomatic game where the Taliban, who used to be the dependent partner in this relationship, are now the ones calling all the shots.
I mean, just listen to the way analysts are talking about this. They're saying the Taliban are running circles around Pakistan, with a strategy that one person even called kinda genius. Think about that for a second. This is a complete flip of the old power dynamic. The student has absolutely become the master. Okay, so at the heart of this whole standoff is one single demand. Pakistan needs a written guarantee that the Taliban will crack down on anti-Pakistan militant groups. But the Taliban, they're flat out refusing to put anything in writing. Instead, they're like, how about a verbal promise? And hey, let's bring in a mediator. And who they want as a mediator? Well, that reveals their entire game.
It's this brilliant three-step play. First, they suggest mediation by countries like Saudi Arabia, a major ally of Pakistan. That's step one. Step two, these mediators, being friends with Pakistan, are naturally going to have a lot of influence and will probably tell Pakistan, hey, take it easy, don't escalate. And finally, step three, with no written deal, the Taliban can always deny everything. The result? Pakistan's hands are effectively tied by its own friends. It's genius.
So you can see how this clever maneuvering has left Pakistan in an incredibly tough spot. And inside the country, there's a huge debate raging right now. What do we do? Do we keep trying to talk this out, or is it finally time for some serious military action?
On one side, you've got the military perspective, summed up perfectly here by retired General Naim Khalid Lodhi. His logic is pretty straightforward. If a military strike can solve our security problem, then what are we waiting for? It's a call for a fast, decisive end to all this.
But it's just not that simple. Most independent analysts are waving huge red flags. They're warning that a big military operation would just create lasting hatred between the two countries. And even worse, it could lock Pakistan into a permanent and really dangerous two-front scenario, meaning they'd be dealing with hostility from Afghanistan on one side and India on the other.
So, if all-out war isn't the answer, what is? Well, General Lodhi himself actually outlines a much more nuanced path forward. It's a complex mix. You've got targeted strikes against militants combined with non-stop diplomatic pressure. But it also involves using economic incentives to win over the Afghan people, all while using counterintelligence to stay one step ahead of regional rivals. It's a multi-pronged approach.
All of this, as you can imagine, leads to a very, very uncertain future. You have the Taliban playing this really smart diplomatic game on one side, and on the other, a frustrated Pakistan debating whether to use force or diplomacy. The romance is dead, the revenge is happening right now, but what comes after that is anyone's guess.
And that really leaves us with this central question, doesn't it? After all the passion and the betrayal, this failed love story is now deep in its revenge chapter. But what's the final act? Is it going to be a permanent, bitter rivalry? Or can they somehow manage to settle into some kind of cold, pragmatic peace?
The answer to that question is going to shape the future of the entire region.